Okay folks, welcome back. We're going to go ahead and continue working on our little scarecrow here. As you can tell, I did the hands the way that I said I would. I actually got them to go around. Now the next thing we're going to have to do is take our pencil here and figure where the center is. And the center again, and this is how I do it. Okay, let's do that. Alright, and the same thing here, the center. Alright, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to notch those out right now. Let me get rid of this. I have a magnifier glass on, and that's just not cutting it for me today. I'm just going to notch this out, and notch that out. Alright, we're going to do the same thing over here. I'm going to round those notches out a little bit. If you're looking at the little cut on the top of my hand, that came from the cat. He nailed me in two places. I was just playing around with him today, and I don't usually have the thing on the end of a stick, and I was doing it by hand, throwing this thing at him, and he took a swipe at me, so it wasn't his fault. He just was quicker than I was trying to get out of the way. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and clean that up. Alright. And I'm going to try to make that more round than a point. Alright, I'm going to fuss with that offline a little bit more, but you get the idea there. And then we're going to just round this off a little bit here and there. I'm going to take that solution, I'm going to spray it a little bit. I'm going to do his hair, and the other thing I'm going to show you something that I'm going to do with his hair. As soon as you get these lines put in here with a V-tool, or if you decide you don't want to use a V-tool, you can do it with a regular knife. Sometimes I find that's easier because that's what I'm accustomed to. But what you want to do when you get down here towards the bottom, okay, and it's pretty straight, you don't want a lot of curvature to it. Alright, we're just going to go up. You go overlap them a little bit, but nothing, you don't have to go too crazy trying to put any kind of curvature through it. On the bottom here, what we're going to do, and we're going to show you this now, so you have a general idea what we're talking about, what I'm planning to show you here. Take your knife, and where you're going to put little notches in, little V cuts going up a little ways, okay, just like that. Alright, and you're going to do them randomly on the bottom here. That will give it a nice textured look, okay, like a scarecrow, like straight, and it's cut off like hay would, like straw would be. So at every place where there's a little bit of it, where you took the V-tool down, you just want to go in there and just chop a little piece out. Okay, now some of these you can make them a little shorter if you want. You can go up there and shorten them a little bit, but make them various lengths after you actually do that, and then go back up and just make sure it's a nice clean crisp cut. Alright, and the same thing with the hat here, underneath the hat here, I did the same thing. I see right here I need to do a little V cut just to give it a little bit more of a textured look here. Take that out, and then same thing here, I'm going to just put little V cuts in. Alright, so it looks like it's, but you want a nice little flat surface at the bottom. Alright, same thing here with the bangs here, see, just so. Alright, that's what we have. That's going to be the scarecrow look. Alright, so we're going to do that all the way around, and I'll show you when I get this done. This I can do offline. So that would finish up the hair portion. Now you can go back up as well and make deeper cuts here and there, a deeper V cut to give it more depth than just what the parting tool did. You can go around and do that as well. It will give you a little more depth to your carving. One of the things I did here was he's going to have like a bib overall on, so coverall, or bib overall is what I call them. And this is going to go down and around. Alright, we're going to bring this back a little bit, back to normal. And we have this going underneath the arm here, so why don't we just start cutting that out. Okay, and we're going to cut from the side of where the arm is, so it has a little bit of a lip there. There's a lot of detail you can put in one of these. And the nice thing about the Scarecrow, you really have so much leeway with doing whatever you want. Now, if this is out too far, you can actually cut this back a little bit. I just may do that just a tad, but I think I'm going to leave it the way it is and try to round it up a little bit more and give it a little more depth underneath here with a nice little V cut towards the end. But this is the other thing we're going to do. We're going to cut this out and this across. Then we're putting stop cuts in here, folks, right now. And this right up here. And you're going to go from the top down, okay? You just want a little bit of a difference between, like he's got a shirt underneath there. Now, I'm not going to put a collared shirt. I could have, but it can be like a t-shirt underneath there. When I was farming, I had a couple of these. They were handy to have. We usually wore coveralls, which was not a bib overall, but it was something you pulled up over all your clothing to keep the your clothing clean. And when you had a lot of dirty work, we had to, you know, when we cleaned barns and stuff, we used to put the coverall on and then take that off before we would go into a home, into the house. And we had a changing room in our garage area here that we used often for that kind of thing. That way you didn't have the smell in the house all the time from the barn and all that. Okay, so see how we have that all? Alright, that's good. We're going to do more stuff here with the bands and stuff. You'll see that in a second. And then in the back here, we're going to also do the same thing. We're going to cut this down on either side of the arms here, that it goes underneath the arm. And we're going to just bring this up like that. And we're going to bring this up a little ways. Alright. Alright. So we have the bib overall there. The other thing is we're going to make an indentation in the back here a little bit. There was usually on these bib overalls there was definitely a difference. Usually one piece, but there was a little piece separating that. Alright, just like so. And you know, we're going to go back here and we're going to just kind of scoop this across. I'm going to finish this up. We're just going to do a little V cuts here. Alright. And I'm going to go on the other side and do the crisscross. When I come back, we'll have that done. And then we'll be right back.